So, do you trust me? That's what we're going to talk about today. Trust. Because in business and in relationships, you got to trust the other person. It's a mutual thing. So let me go knock on the door and see if Bo's dressed. He's in the green room. Bo, you there? Oh, there he is. Good morning.
That coffee back there in that green room is absolutely delicious.
There we go. We don't scrimp. We don't scrimp.
You know, you had quite an assortment back there. I saw some Caribou blends, and then I saw some RPG, and I went with the RPG, and I'm pleased. Okay.
What does RPG stand for?
Real People Given.
Real People Given. That's our friend Nathan France.
Yeah, great coffee. Great coffee, instant coffee. Has some aloe, some I think it's called Aceman. It's good.
Coffee
it's good.
with the cause.
Coffee with the cause. That's right. It's important. I trust that brand. You say we're going to talk about trust. I trust you.
We're going to talk about trust, and that's another thing too. I mean, the whole marketing thing. Everybody's trying to sell something. If you tie it with a cause, that's called cause marketing. I'm up on that too. You put some kind of mission behind it, and people tend to want to support it a little bit more so than just fill in your pocketbook.
They do. You're right.
They do that in the insurance business, don't they? They're always supporting some kind of thing.
Yeah, and you know it's kind of a risky thing, right? Especially if there's some polarizing kind of charities or topics, right? So if all of a sudden the CEO or the marketing department takes a stance that we're supporting this, even though 48% of America really doesn't support that, it's a bold stance, right? But for the most part, when you partner with groups like the United Way and others, most people say, yeah, okay, they're doing good in the world. I'm good with this. The insurance company I represent, they have their name on a children's hospital. That's a good thing to be a part of, and to provide funding for. On the other hand, they have their name on a stadium, and not a lot of people love that. I think it's a waste of money, myself included.
I'm not a sports fan much at all. I don't know if I've ever been to an actual. Well, I've been to a Vikings game.
Okay.
But, I was driving by there just the other day, and I'm wondering, that's a lot of money in this building. Granted, it does bring money into the city, but couldn't that be used better? I guess not. It's pretty popular in every major city, right?
Yeah, there's a reason why it's a go, and there's a reason why someone like A-Rod once bought the Vikings. There's so much money to be had. It's amazing. Just you spend a couple billion to make a few billion, I guess, But
because I'm not a sports fan and really involved in something like that, I'm skeptical, and we'll go into our little segue into our topic of trust. Are they really spending my tax dollars in the best way possible, having a bunch of drunken football fans running around downtown Minneapolis?
Yeah, okay. I like it. It's a good conversation.
Hey, we got a comment. Who do we got here? It's our friend Frank.
Frank, good to see you again this morning.
He's very consistent.
Good day to you. Good day to you. All right, so what do we got? We're talking about trust. We're talking about the event industry. What? Take us down.
I picked on it because the business of events, you really need to trust the vendors that you're working with, that they're actually, one, going to show up.
Yeah.
And if they show up, are they going to do a good job? Because with an event, if it's a house, you can knock it down and start over again. Events are chronological. So when you've got an event happening on, 4th of July, 2021, you get one chance.
Mm-hmm.
So you better make sure that the person that's providing your power generator, that's igniting the fireworks or whatever, how they're doing that, it works. And better make sure that the chairs and the bleachers that they set up are solid and they're not going to collapse when you get too many people in the set of bleachers.
There you go.
You need to trust the people you're working with. And that's it's a big one, I think, in the event industry. Because again,
and in that business, I have to think, I've never been in that space, but I have to think that there are so many people involved, right? There's so many vendors. Mm-hmm. And so if one or two fall through, it creates this chain of events that can become could ruin the whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. That's bad. I think I have a friend of mine who he's a pyrotechnic, right? So he was also an insurance agent, whatever, but he loves fire and he loves doing that stuff. And he was in charge of like a 4th of July show or some parade fireworks thing. And, this whole event's got all these people and all this time and all these volunteers, right, that put this thing together. But that's the big deal, right? The grand finale, you better have fireworks. And whatever thing that's supposed to set everything in motion failed. Whether you mentioned generator, whatever, something went wrong electrical. For the automated thing, you started just pushing buttons and stuff flies. So here this guy is, and I saw a picture of it. He's like kind of on his back, scooting back towards the big powder kegs, and he's manually lighting them to make this go off. Like the worst idea ever. But he knew this can't fail, right? And if he wanted to ever come back and do it again, he better make the show happen. So, okay. So you have a lot of vendors involved. A couple fall through, you're in bad shape. So you have to have trust that they're going to get the job done, right?
Yeah. And then how do you build that trust? I mean, that's not something that you look on their website and you go, oh, look, they've worked for Target Corporation and US Bank and they worked for Medtronic and oh, good. I still don't trust you.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your secret? How do you build that trust?
I think it's longevity. It's getting to know the person and see what kind of integrity do they have. You're going to networking events and showing up and being there. If you got some guy that, okay, the event starts at 6:00 and the guy shows up at 6:15, 6:20, you think, I don't know if I want to have this guy doing my fireworks because it's supposed to go off at 9.
Right. Not 9:15-ish.
Yeah. So you got your guy that's on his back lighting stuff manually. He's obviously he's going to make it work.
Yeah. He's committed.
High water, so to speak. He's risking his life to pull the event off. So
literally.
I think it's really, really important. I mean, we don't want somebody dying at the event or something like that, but you do have to have that happen. And like to your question, I think it's longevity. And I'm going to segue into what we talk about with the Mailbox Power and all that kind of stuff. And for those that don't know what Mailbox Power is, it's a way of staying in front of your client.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really important because these days it's really easy to be forgotten because there's a lot of other pyrotechnicians that are probably knocking on the door of whoever's producing the event. So you got to be there and be there regularly.
Yeah, you're right. I was at a networking meeting this morning before this call here, right? Before this deal. And we had somebody share kind of an educational minute. This individual's in the marketing space with a large company that provides kind of tailored solutions for all across the board, email campaigns, websites, all this, right? And he did share a few things, and it was, percentages and all this about trust in business.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the keys is developing an emotional connection and not just transactional. So to your point, showing up consistently, staying in front of somebody. Personalization was another thing he brought up. But when something personalized to me, I feel more attached to it. The marketing hits better and it starts or continues that relationship. So yeah, you're right. Because outside of that, your only options, a Google review, right? And some people aren't great at asking for reviews or don't have a lot, but they're great at what they do. So that's not a perfect solution, right? Is just saying, oh, there's a review.
That's something else I want to bring up. I've been involved with the marketing thing, and there's a lot of these make money online people. They have these conferences they go to, and you talk about these testimonials. They go to these things and they go, hey, will you do a testimonial for me? Sure. What was your name again? And they do these little testimonials and they're not real. So bring that up. Well, they're not really. I mean, they're just, you got to go out with Steven. He's the best.
Yeah. It's fake news.
That happens a little bit with those Google reviews. You ask for testimonials. Could you give me a 5-star on Google?
Yeah.
I saw the thing that your inner office guy did. He used this Mailbox Power thing. And your deal is betterappreciation.com.
Yeah.
That's your lead to Mailbox Power.
Yeah, a little landing page website that I built about a year. I had a friend build a year ago. Yeah.
You actually sent something to one of your customers, and the guy replied back unsolicited. I think that's valuable.
Yeah, it's really remarkable how often that happens, where someone gets something and feels compelled to tell the world about it by making a post with a photo of it or a video of it for Facebook for other people to see, and gives you this testimonial, right? Unsolicited, basically sets you up for referrals just because you did the unexpected. That's the key. The expected for us in the insurance world is we provide great service at a competitive rate with great coverage. That's what we need to do. That's what we all have to do. But when somebody buys a new home and we send them some type of fancy package that they are not expecting, now you've done something different. And I just feel compelled that I need to tell the world. And it's really fascinating.
Well, because when I was doing a lot of networking events and after hours with chambers of commerce and stuff, I used to get calendars from insurance companies all the time, you know, those generic calendars. Yeah. So you need to do something that's a little bit different. And like what you did, you sent me this little fold up phone holder thing.
Yeah.
It's a cool little thing. I can put it in my pocket and I could use it to go to the coffee shop, set it up, and do my broadcast from remote.
Right. Yeah.
Something different.
Yeah, something different. We talk about this like in our agency, you know, sometimes like, should we send a custom coffee mug or should we send a laser engraved cutting board? They're both pretty similar price. It's like, which one's going to land a little better? Which one's better? The personalization's better for one than another, right? And so we literally have those conversations about what kind of a gift and what should the brownie label look like, you know? But there's others that it's on an automated. They're all the same, but it does use the client's name, and that's enough. That is enough. It's still personalized for them. It's still received very, very well. That system that you're talking about, it's amazing how easy it makes the process of staying top of mind, standing out from the competition, you know, helping retain your business. It's just remarkable how easy it is to work with.
This link currently goes to my birthday club for the system I'm talking about. I had another thought and I forgot what it was. That's really weird when thoughts come in and all of a sudden something else.
It's probably because I was talking too much. I'm very good at that.
No, I was thinking too much. Our brains have limited capacity, and it just went in and went out, you know?
It's true. It's true. Well, so yeah, back to the events, right? The industry. So when we're talking about this, how can a vendor, what's approach that you would suggest for that vendor to make sure that they are considered as an option for the event planner, right?
I know that using, again, Mailbox Power, it has the postcard. You can do gifts and little snacks and coffee mugs and all that stuff, but I love postcards, and I love the 4x6 small 37-cent postcard.
Yeah.
So that's one way of doing it, is just being in their face. You can send someone an email and they can get sick of it. But a postcard, it's easy enough for them just to discard it. It doesn't clog up their mailbox. It's a small thing. And you can make them fun too. Like, you remember that one with the horse and the rider, the little puzzle that's interactive?
I still have those scraps.
You can get creative. I had one where you get 4 dimes and 4 pennies, and there's something you do and you mix them around. And can you do that puzzle?
Okay.
You can just tell jokes. I used to have a series of cards that just talked about motivation stuff, like all those buzzwords of peace, motivation, happiness, drive, strong, all that stuff. Sure. And sometimes people just want like reminders of, hey, Mother's Day is coming, Father's Day is coming, your birthday is coming.
Yeah.
There's my birthday club. Dun, dun, dun.
Birthdays are a fascinating way of marketing, right? In today's world, people are recognized through Facebook posts and shout outs, right? You see that, you're reminded that day, you open Facebook or social media and see it's someone's birthday, and that's your reminder, and you send them a quick note, or you do whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So they're not celebrated necessarily. They don't receive a lot of cards in the mail. They don't receive a package in the mail for their birthday. Most people don't. So when you show up in that way, whether it be a greeting card or brownies or whatever it is, it can really, really stand out. And then when you double that up and do a half birthday, most people, I don't care what age you are, have never had anybody celebrate their half birthday unless it was back in like elementary school when you thought it was kind of weird. And the reason they did that is because you might have had a summer birthday and we want to celebrate you sometime throughout the year since we're not going to see you in the summer. And I think that was the whole point. But
well, you sent me some birthday brownies.
I did.
And thank you.
You're welcome.
Here's the difference. I mean, I do appreciate all the social media happy birthday messages. I do appreciate it. But I also look at it as, you know what? Facebook told you to do that, and they give you a little pre-written thing that says happy birthday. You clicked it, and it said happy birthday. I appreciate the people that add a little bit more. Happy birthday, Brad. Really hope you're having a wonderful birthday, a magical birthday. A little bit more other than you just click the button because Facebook or LinkedIn told you to. Yeah. We got to get away from all that stuff, in my opinion. I think it's great that live events are coming back with AGC and event professionals and meeting professionals international. All these events are coming back, and people meeting people. I mean, it's cool doing this Zoom thing like this, but you take a step lower, getting a message from somebody. How you doing?
Yeah.
Thumbs up. I talked to my friend John Evan Palmer about that. It's really weird that you connect with somebody. I moved back to Fridley where I grew up, and I want to connect with these, see if there's anybody still living here.
Right.
I connected with some. Hi, thanks for connecting here. Hope you're doing well. Maybe we should grab a coffee sometime. And what do I get back?
Thumbs up.
Because it's easy.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? I haven't seen you for 35 years, maybe 40. You can't give me more than a digital thumbs up? Send me some brownies or a greeting card or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you started your birthday with coffee and brownies. Did I see that correctly? I mean, I'm not sure that that's
yes, Monica
exactly on the.
She made.
I don't know if that's recommended, process for nutritionists, but I love it that you did that.
Well, I have a philosophy about that. I think little treats like that, they boost your spirit.
They do.
Granted, you don't need a whole bag of potato chips or some damn thing like that, but eat ice cream once in a while.
Right.
I weighed myself the other day. Guess what? I'm down to where I used to fight at when I was in my 20s.
Isn't that amazing? And yet you still crush some ice cream here and there, right?
Yeah. And
you eat a good breakfast. You eat a brownie. Yeah. And that's an you can't use that as a get out of jail free card or always an excuse. So, well, that boosts my spirits because I just crushed 4 plates of nachos or whatever it is, right? But on occasion, right, you still got to live, right? I go back to my dad having a malt the day he gets out of the hospital. Man, he was looking forward to that thing for so long. Yeah. And it boosted his spirit. It also boosted his blood sugar, which is a whole nother problem. But he said it was worth the risk. I'm still living, So
it is. You need to have that. It gives you a reason to hang on.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And I think so. This whole thing about giving, pop my little thing up there again. Season 4 giving.
That's your birthday one, right?
Mailboxpower.com/ if you guys want to try it out. We talk about this every week. I think it's really, really important that people start getting back into the physical world. And it's been more evident. I just saw an article. It's not the Great Recession. It's the Great Resignation.
Oh,
you heard of that phrase?
No, but it sounds about right. Where some people are, they went through some challenges this last year, and they said, "I resigned to doing that thing that I hated, and I'm doing this now." Yeah, because they're all of a sudden realizing that life is short. And people just got to start being nice. There's been a lot of craziness that's been going on, and people are going, you know what? I don't know if I want to spend all this time working all the time. I want to walk around the lake and go golf and be with my spouse and have some friends and things. And the idea of giving, treating people to things. Here's my little Magic Brad business card holder. This is cool because it doesn't bend my business cards. You gave this to me. That thing's basically the nuclear football. I mean, that thing is indestructible, right? That's right. Yeah, it might as well come with handcuffs, right? That'd be great. Add a set of cuffs to that so that it holds on. Nobody can take it. Mailbox Power handcuffs with your name on them. Well, So let's just say, back to the event thing. So this system that you have up can work for not only the vendor that wants to stay in front of the planners, but it works for the planners to stay in front of the vendors, right? It works for the planners as a follow-up mechanism to the clients that hired them to do the job, right? To stay in front of them and to show appreciation, to say thank you to them. That's a big deal, right? It's the unexpected. Doing the job and planning on a wedding or whatever is okay. You hired them to do it, you're paying them. Take some of the investment that client put into you and turn around and fire off a personalized gift using a system like this, and it will be noticed. It will likely lead to that shout out / great review. That's not your intention, but it happens. And
it does. And like I said before, you've sent me these things when you first showed me this system, and they're on my desk because they're convenient, they work. And currently all of our insurance is done from a friend of mine, or a friend of Monica's, but you're in the insurance business. So I'm feeling obligated if I ever need insurance to talk to you. It's that's the way this stuff works.
Sure. And we've developed a relationship. And if something changes in your insurance world with your current person, if they retire or they leave or they relocate, whatever, sure, maybe I'm an option, which is cool. That's all anybody really in business wants to be, as an option, be considered, right? And I will tell you, when people use this system and send something that they know is going to make someone's day, there is power in the chemistry that happens in that gratitude moment, in the process of creating it, in the response when somebody gets it. So, for example, you guys bought a new house. I sent you a little something. I loved seeing Monica's response, right?
She's always wanted a cheese board. You sent the cheese board.
Awesome. It brought me as much joy as it brought you guys to have that delivered. It did not take me a substantial amount of time using this system to get that into your mailbox. And that made my day, right? And so the more you do these things, it's like, I can't help but have a good day, because I'm going to get 2 or 3 messages almost every single day of saying, holy smokes, you can't believe the timing of that. Or, oh, thank you so much. It's amazing what that does.
So the print merge function, I think, is really, really cool, because if you wanted, you could kind of create a graphic for these business cards and then put especially made for Tammy, especially made for George, especially made for da-da-da-da. You can do all that stuff in your graphic capability. And then say an event planner's got a volunteer team of 20, 30 people that help pull this big thing together. You can just take your volunteer team and send them all out the same thing, but it's customized to them personally.
Yeah. Did you by chance, so yesterday, this company, Mailbox Power, that we're talking about, they had a lunch and learn with the CEO and Vanessa Hunter. And I didn't get to see the whole thing. I'm going to watch the rest of it today. But it was great. It was brilliant. So if you've not watched that, Brad, I encourage you to watch it. It's probably worth a share for anybody that's out there about the power of links, the power of some of this automation that can happen to make it easy for a business owner to stay top of mind and to stand out from their competition. And all by using a system that allows for personalized automation. In the end, what this system really does is it protects you from revenue threats, right? If you're in business, it protects you from revenue threats. So there's constantly competition going after businesses or after your business, right?
Yeah.
This system, when used properly, helps you retain more people, more clients, so that they're not tempted to go elsewhere.
I agree.
Using the list builder helps you gain more clients, right? It literally inspires referrals, like you saw as a testimonial or proof yesterday on Facebook from somebody who received a package from us. So it inspires referrals because the experience is very different. So it protects. It's literally an insurance policy of sorts for the threats to your revenue. And
I get it.
It's powerful,
Well, I could be sitting there eating my brownies and someone's calling me up saying, hey, we'd like to do the pipe and drape for your show in March. I'm going, forget about it. I'm doing it from Dwayne. He sent me these brownies. When was the last time you sent me anything?
Right. And it's not, it's not buying your love, but the truth of the matter is that when you stand out, I mean, this company, they've got a couple things in there. They're little feet. They're little feet. There's a rock.
Oh, those
and
little
there's
rock feet.
And then there's a soap foot. And the whole concept, they've got branding materials that go with that, marketing materials that go with that. I would say, now that I've got my foot in the door, let's talk about how we can work together. Like, it is a brilliant marketing concept. You're getting this little foot, right?
Yeah.
It's important to get
I'm
your
really intrigued with the automation and the personalization element of it, and how when someone fills out a form that's in the system, it triggers a campaign. So it makes it so easy. And like when I update my database, I send out my postcards and I got to go in and get a new address because it might have changed or whatever. It's so easy to just bring that campaign back up and then select the recipients and send them a new card to the new address. It's so easy.
Yeah. And through the system and the, kind of a pseudo CRM, right? You can literally send the link right over to them and say, please update your address via a text, via email, if you have another way to connect with them on top of the card. So yeah, it is the use of automation. For example, your birthday card and your brownies that you crushed in the morning with your coffee. So there's kind of a rule, you shouldn't have a brownie till afternoon, but you went ahead and did it. You sent that to yourself, in essence, right? Because you filled out a link to get into my birthday club.
Right.
That's beautiful, right?
Whenever I want brownies, I can just go on your birthday club and
just keep adding yourself to my birthday club over and over and over again. And I have just created
I could create
just like your season for giving, or I've created a landing page for me for people to join my birthday club. And I literally just want to celebrate them. I want to acknowledge who they are in the world and what they bring. And there's not a sales pitch. I have plenty of people that are in a birthday club that I will never sell a thing to, and that is perfectly fine. It feels good to recognize them on their
There's that ripple effect of what's going to happen after that when they get something like that. They might know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
Sure.
A lot of it is the top of mind stuff.
Yep.
Like you can't.
I want to say this too. We watched our buddy Sean Waite, right? Yeah. He did a 1 minute, but he's going to be doing some kind of 1 minute business tips kind of videos, and
one tip, one trick, one.
Yeah. He did one yesterday, and I watched it, and it talked about that. Boy, I tell you what, it's ROIP or something like that. But how, as time goes on, so you meet somebody at a networking event, and you intend to follow up, and you take their business card, and then life gets busy, and you come home, and there's a challenge, and whatever it is, and you don't get around to it within a short amount of time, it becomes I'm never going to get around to it. My follow up stinks, right? With a system like this, it's the other piece is that you can already have a pre-built, nice to meet you. Look, thanks for connecting, looking forward to connecting. You can have these things done. And it's not a hard process to get something in the mail right away for follow-up so that you are standing out from the competition. You are top of mind. And otherwise, enough time goes by, and now you feel guilty, and you say, I can't even follow up on this. I look ridiculous. It's too late, right? And this thing, that whole call reluctance because I've let things go too long. Don't make the call. Send a card. Send a brownie. There's one built in there that says, like, this is on me. My bad. I blew it. Here's my apology. Here's my card. It's perfect so that you don't have to worry about it. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a lot of pre-done stuff, but there's also the ability to create your own.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which I do all the time. I have automation things that are going on, but I also have very custom pieces going on almost every day that I'm creating because I like doing that. Somebody that's not quite as creative may not do that, or they may just buy from the design store and get an item that's, more or less done for them, that they don't have to be super creative on. So lots of ways. You put your thing back up. People should check it out. There's a 14-day free trial. It's not hard. You're not committed to the rest of your life. It's not hard to cancel. It's not hard to do things, but test the system out. And I think you'd be blown away at what you can actually accomplish in here.
And I also want to put yours up because the way that I look at marketing, I don't look at it as competition. I look at it more as cooperation. Sure. And the reality is, if for some reason somebody neither of us know and they resonate with you more than me, I don't want them to miss out on it. They can go direct to you. So this better appreciation is yours.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And we're both affiliates for the company, right? So we don't own this company. I don't own a company called betterappreciation.com. I just own the domain name and the website, right? You've got magicbride.com, but we are both affiliates. So that means that if somebody decides to sign up and they decide to use the system, we both can make a nickel, right?
It's a piece of software is what it is.
What's that?
It's just a piece of software is what it is, but it's powerful. It's,
and that's the way they promote it. So like many other, not to be confused with network marketing companies that are multi-levels or things like that. This is very different. It's an affiliate model, which is many have switched to. There's affiliates for all kinds of things. Most things I buy anymore that have any kind of bigger ticket, there's an affiliate concept where it says, hey, we want your word of mouth.
How many affiliate links when all of a sudden people are saying, hey, look at this new iPhone charge plug is available on Amazon. They don't realize that that's connected to an affiliate link.
Totally. They're making 2 pennies on that, right?
Yeah.
I'm an affiliate for RPG Coffee. I mentioned it earlier, and I love the coffee, and I'm an affiliate for it. I'm not making any money on it, really, but if somebody signs up and buys the product, I might make a little bit of money. If I bought a solo stove and I told somebody, I've said, what's that clothing thing? I can't remember right now. Stitch Fix. A whole other concept, right? I've Stitch Fix, I've received packages before, and I told people, I'm like, well, these clothes look pretty nice. Next thing you know, somebody uses it, and I make a little bit of money. It's all okay. They want to reward you for word of mouth. Nothing wrong with that.
I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, old friend from way back when I was a kid. And we were talking about going down the road of, self-employment and all that. And, when you're younger, when you want to make $1 million and all that kind of stuff. And he said, it takes a special person to do this affiliate thing. And I go, not really, because people are doing it all the time. They're all, hey, did you go see that movie? Hey, have you tried this restaurant?
Right.
Hey, have you, checked out these jeans? We're doing it all the time. So it doesn't require a special person to make a few bucks, especially with something like Mailbox Power. And I'm kind of pitching the affiliate element of it, that it is a software that's got a monthly reoccurring expense to it, which means a monthly reoccurring commission.
Correct.
If that's something someone wants to do, and not pushing anybody to do it, but if they wanted to, they could actually turn this into a revenue stream.
Right. Yeah. And I could see somebody asking, like, if that's your main source of income. Wow, that takes a bold thing. Not necessarily. It generally takes a few different avenues, or it takes one that's very successful and a very good model for it to be your sole source of income, right? But for many people, it might be a side deal that just as this extra revenue stream that pays for a car payment, it pays for something. It helps offset an expense for something, right? And
yes, buys me ice cream.
What's that?
Buys me ice cream.
Buys you ice cream. For me, as an affiliate, this pays for all of the gifting that I could send. It's worked out that way for me because I've been using it long enough, and I've shared it with enough people that are finding great success with it. So there's no shame in that. And you're right. It's just, okay, you be transparent. Here's how this works. Why not? If the company's willing to say, here's 10 cents because you shared this, okay, I'll do that. And if you didn't offer me 10 cents, I'd still share it.
There's a lot of people that don't realize that they're using things like GetResponse or Aweber or Constant Contact or MailChimp, or even events on Eventbrite has an affiliate link to it if you wanted to get other people to promote your event. And I've done that with some of the events that I've done. So if they share that link and someone decides to come to the event and pays, $60 to be at this seminar, there's a commission in there for anybody that promotes it.
Sure.
So when you're sharing all this stuff out there, people don't realize that some people are just making a living off of sharing other people's stuff.
Right.
That's what I was talking about with that, the great resignation. People are realizing that I don't really need to be paid by the hour because I can get paid by the minute. Just sharing stuff. Well, just sharing stuff.
And I think some people also realize that there's actually a chance to make money while you sleep or while you're on a beach. I mean, some of the stuff can happen. Well, I'm going to bed. If somebody's using this system and decided late at night that, boy, I just had this great experience and I need to send a follow-up thank you or whatever, that's amazing that as I'm resting, it can be doing that. And if that's for anybody. And the model doesn't require you to have inventory. It doesn't require you to have this huge investment.
Right.
If you're using the system.
This is another topic we could talk about.
Look at it. 35 minutes of just going bonkers here.
I would love to have that conversation, because a lot of people think affiliate marketing, isn't that some kind of Ponzi scheme? Or I don't know if I want to. It's not that. It's not easy, because you do have to create that relationship that has alignment. I use that analogy of vegans and vegetarians trying to sell them hot dogs and hamburgers. That's not going to happen. But if you can get something in alignment and find someone that is an iPhone user and they're looking for something like this little holder, and they want to, maybe they're a podcaster and they want to know what kind of camera should I use, what kind of tripod should I use, what kind of light ring should I use, what kind of microphone should I use. You create this little package of podcasters promo package,
right?
Send them to Amazon and make $20-$30. And like you said, the make money while you sleep thing, that link is out there 24/7 while you're on the golf course, and someone in Albuquerque, New Mexico thinks they want to start a podcast. They click on it and they buy a couple things. That's what happens.
Off you go. And what you've done is you provided a solution for them. There's no reason for you not to be compensated for it. If the company doesn't have the traditional marketing methods, right? So Mailbox Power does no marketing. Otherwise, they're not buying ads. They're not, they don't have a sales force. They don't have, they just rely on word of mouth from, hey, there's Mike. They rely on word of mouth from other people like you and I to talk about a system that can really help you in business. And that's key. That's a key deal.
I was just, my entrepreneurial brain always does this, but Mike Wilkie is a cartoonist. He's a magician friend of mine. He does cartoons. Mm-hmm. You could partner up with Mike and buy some of his cartoons custom made for your clients if you wanted to, and start doing.
There you go.
The monthly cartoon of the month. Start sending postcards with looking for brownie points and all that kind of stuff. You could custom.
Well, and a guy like Mike, he draws, he makes cartoons, right? So he's obviously very gifted. He could even take that same, one of his drawings or one of his things, right? And he can make that a picture and make that a postcard, make that a cover of a card. He could use his own material and get it into people's hands and kind of in bulk, right?
Right.
He can do that. He can sell his images if he wanted to through the design store. I mean, there's a lot of ways that Mike can use something like this. But you're right. You're absolutely right.
It's very versatile.
I like it. Well, we've gone long. What are you grateful for?
I really like this house. I'm grateful we got this house. It's solid. The floors don't squeak. The stairs don't squeak. It's peaceful. Big bright red cardinal yesterday sitting on there, and
yeah, I like it. Good.
Very cool.
Good. I'm going to say that I'm grateful at this moment. Out in the other room, my mother-in-law that we hadn't seen in a year and a half, and my brother-in-law that we hadn't seen in 2 years is at my house.
Cool.
We were able to go out last evening for a little sunset boat cruise, which was glorious. I have the rest of this day off, and I'm going to be able to spend time with them. So I'm grateful for some family and being surrounded by that. It's
well,
awesome.
You deserve that. You've gone through some stuff, and it's good for the fam to get back together again.
Yeah. And this is on Colleen's side. And matter of fact, it's going to be about a month, I guess. We're getting close to a month before I get back down to Des Moines and see some other family of mine, but it's all going to be good.
Very cool.
So yeah, we'll get out and enjoy your day, buddy.
Will do, Buckaroo. It's going to rain, I think, but I think I might partake in ice cream cone. I'm going to go to Axeman because there's the Axeman real close to here, and I like to tinker on stuff. So I'm going to go over there and find some things to play with in the garage.
I like it. Sounds good, buddy.
Okay, do it in the green room.
See ya.
Stick around. I want to chat with you.
Okay.
There we have it. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and berries, welcome to the Magic Lounge, and we're going to sign this one off. We do this every Thursday at 9 a.m., like clockwork. Try and be pretty consistent. And if you ever want to be a guest on the show, there's other times in the day that we can do that. So, peace, love, and happiness. This is Magic Brad signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much. Be well. Be good. Be kind. Be safe. See ya.